Good morning, everyone. And today I'm going to talk about quantity, distribution, and impacts of coastal driftwood triggered by a typhoon, which is Typhoon Morok. Okay, Typhoon Morok, which struck Taiwan in 2009 and brought record-breaking rainfall. And this extreme rainfall caused massive landslides and an unprecedented amount of driftwood production, like the image shows. And satellite image and file data revealed that driftwood occupied about 83.2% of Taiwan's coastline. Although a massive amount of driftwood was produced, only 1/7 of it was actually removed from the coastline. And on the slide, you can see a track of Typhoon Morok from August 3rd to August 11th in 2009. This typhoon moved very slowly across Taiwan, bringing heavy and persistent rainfall, and let many people and students have 1 week day off. Okay, let's talk about driftwood. What is driftwood and where does it come from? Driftwood refers to pieces of wood that have been washed into rivers or oceans due to the natural forces. Its main sources are landslide, river erosion, and tree collapse. And as you can see in the picture, after major events like typhoons, large amounts of driftwood can accumulate along the coastline, creating a huge bills like this. This photo is shot in Hualien. And this photo is shot in Taitung. Although marine debris has been widely studied and driftwood in comparison has been rarely studied, especially compared to plastic marine debris. Okay, let's talk about the method used in the study. The data sources include the satellite imagery from Formosa-2 and file service conducted in the affected area. And media reports such as news articles and TV footage. And as for the analysis, the researchers use GIS-based image classification technique to identify and map the distribution of driftwood along Taiwan coastline. And in this picture, you can see, on the left, you can see the map showing the location of the satellite image used in the study. Each number satellite image that was analyzed, like 4-1, 5-1, anything else. And on the right, the table shows the estimated driftwood area for each image. For example, image 1-1 covered about 161,279 square meters of driftwood, while image 6-13 near the southeastern coast had the highest amount with 683,187 square meters. In total, the driftwood area exceeded 6,161,255 square meters, which is more than 6 square kilometers. And over 6 square kilometers of coastal area were affected by the driftwood. And there were major driftwood accumulation, especially near the river mouth. It is estimated that about 3.2 million trees were washed into the sea. However, when we look at the actual cleanup numbers, only about 1,030,574 tons of driftwood were removed. This means that only a portion of the total driftwood, roughly 1 million tons, was safely cleared from the environment and the river mouth. So in the table, you can see the breakdown. Most of the driftwood was collected from farms and coastal area like harbors or beaches. And here, we compare the cleanup amounts of driftwood from different historical typhoons. For example, after Typhoon Minduo in 2004, which blew over 2,000 millimeters of rain, and only about 68,000 tons of driftwood were cleaned up. In comparison, Typhoon Morok generates over 1 million tons of driftwood, and which is about 15 times more than the amount of Minduli typhoon. This highlights how extreme the impacts of the Typhoon Morocco was, both in terms of rainfall and the resulting driftwood accumulation. To summarize the result on distribution and quantity, over 6 square kilometers of coastal areas were affected by driftwood. And there were major driftwood accumulation, especially near river mouths, where strong water flow transported large amount of trees and debris into the area, into the sea. And it is estimated that about 3.2 million of the tree was washed into the sea because of the Typhoon Morok. And in this picture, you can see the coastline in Taitung after and before the Morocco hit Taiwan. So on the left, you can see the river is very clear, but on the right, the river turns into dirty and full of the dust and maybe sand, anything. The mountain and the river has changed very much. And the study found a weak correlation with rainfall, but a strong correlation with the landside area and proximity to river mouths. The impact was widespread. For navigation, 52 harbors were clogged with driftwood, causing serious problems for maybe like sheep and fishing activities. And for tourism, beaches had to be closed, and leading to significant economy losses for local communication. As for ecology, coral reef were severely damaged, but new habitat has formed. In conclusion, this study found that coastal driftwood is mainly driven by the area of landside rather than by rainfall. Therefore, in the future, better management strategies are needed to prepare for typhoon events, especially as typhoon may become even stronger due to the climate change. Okay, thanks for listening.
I want to know how we can see the river is dirty or clean in both a picture.
First, the left picture is before the typhoon hit Taiwan, and you can see this is a river, and river is very clear, and the color of the river is same as the sea. But on the right, you can see at the same place, especially in the river mouth, is very dirty, which is full of dust and sand.
Thank you.
Where are typhoon-generated driftwood mainly concentrated in terms of landfall or coastal type?
My paper doesn't have the notes on that, but I think it's mainly on the. It is near the sandy coast. It's near the sandy coast, because most of the image is captured near this area.
Except the driftwood, will there be anything others will come into Taiwan?
The production of typhoon, yes, is better driftwood, but I think they won't come to Taiwan and rather than from Taiwan come to the sea, and maybe I don't know.
You say the typhoon, after typhoon there were a lot of
driftwood into the ocean. So it will cause a coral reef damage and new habitats form. So I just wondering your thought about what else it will impact in oceans or coastline.
Or maybe the whales and dolphin cannot get into the coastline anymore. Yeah. But I think that coral reef damage is the most significant.
Is a main influence?
Yeah, it's the main.
Oh, okay, I know. Thank you.
You say that coast driftwood mainly driven by landslide area, but I mean like before this page you say that it's affected by typhoon. Didn't it related to rainfall?
Coastal driftwood mainly driven by landslide area, which means the wood has the weak correlation, maybe. So this wood has the weak catch lead.
The good thing of his talk was he had very good stage performance. So he talked smoothly and he was looking at the audience most of the time. This is nice, but still there's space for improvement. The first thing is please add page number next time, large page number. Now I'm going to go through your slide and I don't know where did I make these notes, okay, because you didn't add page number. So please do that next time. It's a little bit weird because you have this header saying abstract. Usually for a short talk like this, we don't need abstract. We start with introduction. This is from the paper, this term, right? I don't know if they know this. What does unprecedented mean? So if you really want to use such an unusual term, please explain it. Is it from the paper, these photos? Oh, okay. Okay, good that you look for some additional image. What was missing is this is your introduction slide, this is your method slide, and you did not tell us what is the purpose. It's usually between these two. Please add the purpose slide. So starting from this one, you start to have this table from the paper. In my second lecture, I told the class that please do not copy and paste table from the paper because it is not friendly to the audience, this kind of information. However, you have a lot here. This is not ideal. You actually spend some time explaining what is image like 4-1, what that means. If you really want to explain that, although I think these are actually not important, this information is not important, like an image number. I wonder whether the authors, they mention how they identify driftwood on satellite image and whether they provide example. Did they? Did they? Yes? If this is the case, it would be better to explain how they identify driftwood instead of explaining these number. They have no meaning to the audience. This is not ideal. You see, this is a long number string. So this is not easy for the audience to comprehend what you are really talking about. If you want to present this, a better way would be to convert it to figure yourself, like using Excel. That would be a very easy way to make it better. And the same here. You were talking about this number, and at the end you say, okay, Morakot has the highest amount of driftwood, but I already forgot. What is the amount? What is the amount here? So if you really want to present this one, please make a figure and include the number of Morakot in one figure. Then we really know, this is Morakot indeed has the highest driftwood yield. This one, you say these are before and after the typhoon. You sure? But the typhoon was before the 9th of August. These are both after the 8th of August. You sure that they talk about the river color instead of landslides? I thought they talk about landslides instead of, because later you want to say what caused the driftwood amount, right? And you say it's not correlated with rainfall. Is there a figure on that? This is something you should show, not just with the simple words. You say no correlation with rainfall, and then correlation with landslide area. Okay, not just with a sentence. Okay, show data. Conclusion. This one is related to your finding. This one is okay. However, please provide one additional conclusion regarding the amount of driftwood provided by Moracle, and highlight that it is the highest amount seen so far in the history of Taiwan. And so that means you need to provide more finding regarding driftwood. I hope to see your improvement next time. Thank you.